Is it possible that you're a thief and don't even know it? Or stealing something valuable from those you lead without even thinking about it? I have a theory. Many managers are low-key kleptomaniacs. Not with money or supplies, but with struggle. We can't help ourselves. We step in, we rescue, we swipe the challenge away before our team gets to wrestle with it. And let's be honest, this started a long time ago. We saw it modeled in living rooms, in classrooms, and now in boardrooms. Too many of us were taught that adversity is something to avoid, not to embrace. So now when our team hits resistance, a reflex is to relieve it, not to let them strategize through it. A few years ago, I went to my son's elementary school for something called Frontier Day. The kids had packed tiny wagons, radio flyers, and were going on a pioneer journey across the challenges of open land, through the woods behind the schoolyard to the park just beyond. The teacher's instructions to all the parents were simple. Let the students do it. But as the journey unfolded, it was clear many parents had forgotten or simply ignored that advice. They stepped in instantly anytime a challenge presented itself. They repacked the wagons when supplies toppled over. They told pioneers which way to navigate. They removed obstacles in the path or lifted the wagon above them. They rushed to the destination, and just like that, they stole the struggle. They thought they were being helpful, but in making things easier, they took away the very thing that builds capability: adversity. This is exactly what many of us do as managers. We mean well, but we nudge our team out of the way, we fix things faster, and we move on. We think we're being efficient, helpful, even kind. But what if the struggle we remove was the most important part of their growth? What if instead of solving for them, we stood alongside them? This requires you to put your finger on a place where you often default to stealing struggle. What is that common trigger that activates your rescue mode? Maybe it's an email in which you're copied. Or it's when a team member comes to you seeking a recommendation or a troubleshooting request. Perhaps there's a moment in meetings when you're tempted to act to address conflict, arrive at a decision, or identify a next step. Once you've named that place where you're likely to intervene and steal struggle, continue further by establishing an alternate behavior which provides support instead of a solution. Perhaps instead of responding to the email chain, you make a note to debrief on that issue in the midst of your weekly one-on-one. Maybe you replace providing your recommendation with inviting insight from the person who came to you in the first place. Or finally, you might decide to pivot in that meeting from offering input to asking questions or speaking second. DOJO is about stepping into active practice sooner. When we practice, we create the conditions for feedback, reflection, and refinement. None of that is possible until we're willing to try something new, even imperfectly at first. So here's your DOJO challenge, something to do with the insight we've just focused on. For the next 7 days, when a team member brings you a problem, don't offer a solution first. Instead, offer a question that invites them to wrestle with it. Sit in the mud with them, but let them push the wagon. This is how we actively shift from stealing struggle to supporting in the midst of it. That's how we build sturdy, capable, and confident pioneer people who don't just get to the destination, but they grow on the way there.